First, we teach the pattern. We're going to begin to see how we solve simple equations using the addition property of equality. Our first example. Say we have a simple equation of this type. X minus some expression equal to another expression. There's kind of a standard strategy that we use. Our first step when something's being subtracted from x is to add whatever's being subtracted off, add it on to that expression. And our rule says that we have to do this to both sides. We're adding the triangle to this side because we want to start to get x all alone. But we have to add it to the other side because our addition property of equality says that we must do that in order to have another true statement. If the original equation has an expression subtracting from the variable x, then that same expression to both sides of the equation. Here we're demonstrating a wrong answer. Let's try again and say it another way. If you're subtracting something off from x, then you need to add that same thing back onto the expression to get back to x. When you're dealing with an equation, you have to do that to both sides of the equation.
Good. If the original equation has an expression subtracting from the variable x, then we add that same expression to both sides of the equation.
When we continue, after we have taught the skill using a pattern, we go into specific problems. Say we have the example x minus 3 is equal to a positive 5. We know in the back of our minds that if 3 is being subtracted off, if we add a positive 3 on, we can restore this expression back to talking about simply x. So our first step is, with x minus 3, we're going to add 3 to the left-hand side, and we have to add 3 to the right-hand side because we did it to the left-hand side. We added 3 on the left-hand side here because we knew that eventually that would combine with the subtracting the 3 to make 0. Here we're adding 3 to this side because we have to. The additive property of equality says if we added 3 to this side, then we have to add 3 to the other side. If 3 is subtracting from the variable x in the equation, then we 3 to both sides of the equation. Here again, we are demonstrating a wrong answer. Let's try again and say it a different way. If you're subtracting 3 off, then you need to add 3 on, and you need to add 3 on to both sides of the equation.
If 3 is subtracting from the variable x in the equation, then we add 3 to both sides of the equation. Nicely done.